Hello, welcome. In the last class, we have discussed about the intrinsic and extrinsic semiconductor, the Fermi level in intrinsic and extrinsic semiconductor, the mass action law. Now, today we will discuss these topics, that is drift and diffusion current, charge neutrality in semiconductor, Einstein's relationship in semiconductor with some MCQs. We will first discuss drift current. The drift current is actually occurring due to the presence of electric field when the charge carriers under the electric field are influenced and they are moving from one place to another place. So the drift current can be properly defined as the flow of electric current due to the motion of the charge carriers under the influence of external electric field. So here the charge carriers could be holes or electrons. The drift current density due to the charge carrier, such as free electrons and holes, are the current passing through a square centimeter perpendicular to the direction of flow. Now, this drift current can be written as algebraic sum of the Jnx and Jpx, where Jnx stands for the drift current density due to electrons and Jpx is the drift current density due to holes. Now, each of these quantity are further written as the summation of the product of the carrier concentration of electron n, the electron charge E, and the mobility of electron is mu n, and the electric field, which is the external electric field, Ex. Similarly, for the whole drift current density, it is the product of the whole concentration P, electron charge, because hole charge and electron charge are same in magnitude, and the mobility of holes, that is mu p, as well as the electric field which is applied externally. The term within the bracket can be finally written as the conductivity sigma. So therefore sigma product sigma with external electric field as a product are representing the drift current density. So n is the number of electron per cubic centimeter, since n is the electron concentration. Similarly, hole concentration is nothing but the number of holes per cubic centimeter. The mobility of electron and mobility of holes in CGS, it is written in the unit of centimeter square per volt second. Electric field Ex, which is the applied external electric field intensity in the positive x direction, and written with the unit volt per centimeter. And small e is the electron charge, which is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Thus, the total mobility can be written by the equation given in the bottom. The diffusion current, the concept of diffusion current comes from the concentration gradient of the charge carrier. That is, charge carriers are holes and electrons. So whenever they are facing some concentration gradient under the thermal agitation, they are moving from one place to another place so that the concentration balance may be achieved. So here the diffusion current density is written again as the sum of the diffusion current density due to electron and hole separately, and it could be written as the each of these diffusion current density could be written as the product of the particle flux with charge. So particle flux is nothing but the product of the diffusivity of the particle, that particle could be electron or hole, with its concentration gradient. The concentration gradient is given by dn dx or dp dx because it is the gradient with respect to space. X is the direction. With respect to the direction, whether the concentration is falling or rising is given by the negative or positive value of the gradient. So since electron concentration gradient slope is positive, that is why it is dn dx, and dp dx is written negative because its concentration gradient is negative, because it is moving from higher concentration towards the lower concentration. The direction of flow of the holes and electrons are opposite. That is why this diffusion current density are having two different type of polarity. So dn and dp are the diffusion coefficient or diffusivity of electron and holes as it is written. dn dx and dp dx are the rate of change of electron or hole concentration in positive x direction. Now this is an important relation, which is the charge neutrality in semiconductor. The charge neutrality in semiconductor is occurring under the thermal equilibrium. If we choose a semiconductor bar, that could be either of N-type or P-type. So for N-type, the electron concentration is the majority carrier. Similarly, for the P-type semiconductor, it is the hole concentration which is acting as a majority carrier. But whatever is the type of semiconductor, if we look into its total amount of negative charge and total amount of positive charge, both are equal. So that is why here a sample is taken N-type semiconductor bar. At the top it is written small n plus capital N suffix a. So this means the electron concentration is small n and the capital N suffix a stands for the acceptor concentration. So both are negative. Acceptor are the bulky negative ion and electrons are, we know, negatively charged particle. Similarly, regarding the positive quantity, a positive charge quantity, the positive charge carrier is the hole and its concentration is represented by small p. And similarly, there are some donor ions, that is pentavalent atoms which are immobile ion are known as donor ions. So they are represented by capital N suffix D. So therefore N plus Na is equal to P plus Nd. This may occur for any type of extrinsic semiconductor, whether electron or hole may be the majority carrier. Now under this situation, if we consider an N-type semiconductor, obviously the hole is the minority carrier concentration. So therefore N plus Na equal to P plus Nd. This equation, in this equation we can ignore the acceptor concentration because acceptor are covered by holes and holes are minority carrier. So that is why number of acceptor ions is also less. Okay, so therefore we can ignore the acceptor concentration and we can simply write Nd is equal to N minus P, where P is tending to 0. Since acceptor concentration is tending to 0, therefore Nd is almost equal to small n. Now the suffix N stands for it is a N-type semiconductor. Similarly, for P-type semiconductor, we can write P suffix P is equal to N suffix A. So here N suffix N or P suffix P stands for the majority carrier concentration in the N-type or P-type semiconductor. Now as per the mass action law, we know the product of the electron concentration and hole concentration in an extrinsic semiconductor is equal to the square of the intrinsic carrier concentration. So therefore, if it is a N-type semiconductor, therefore Nn and Pn, this product should be equal to Ni square, where Pn is the minority carrier concentration in N-type semiconductor is given by the ratio of the square of the intrinsic carrier concentration and the donor concentration. So therefore, for the P-type semiconductor, we can easily write N suffix P, that means the minority electron concentration is the ratio of the square of the intrinsic carrier concentration and the acceptor concentration. So in this way, we are getting a very important relation of the minority carrier concentration in an extrinsic semiconductor under the thermal equilibrium. Now here is an important relationship which is known as the Einstein relationship, which is showing the dependency of the diffusion coefficient or diffusivity with the mobility. This relationship shows that the ratio of the diffusivity of hole and the mobility of hole is equal to diffusivity of electron and mobility of electron is equal to the thermal equivalent voltage Vt, where Vt is given by the product of the Boltzmann constant and the absolute temperature to the electron charge. Now let us go through some multiple choice questions. The first question states that the diffusivity and the mobility are related by which equation? Continuity equation, Poisson's equation, Einstein's equation, or Gauss law? Just before this slide, we have gone through this relation. It is clearly given by the equation of Einstein. So therefore, option C is the correct answer. For the second question, the two initially identical samples, that means two samples are identical, semiconductor samples obviously, A and B are pure semiconductor, pure germanium, are doped with donor concentrations. of 1 into 10 to the power 20 and 3 into 10 to the power 20 respectively. If the hole concentration in A is 9 into 10 to the power 12, then the hole concentration in B at the same temperature will be 1. So before telling the numerical value, let us go through the procedure how to calculate this problem. Now in this problem, it is very much clear that the type of the sample A and B are identical. That means their intrinsic carrier concentration are same. Now under this same intrinsic carrier concentration, A and B, they are doped with donor ions. So donor means it is n-type semiconductor. That is, both are n-type semiconductor. In both the case, we can consider the product of Pn and Nn is equal to Ni square. And if we equate the left hand side for both the case, we will see that n suffix n means the electron concentration is equal to donor concentration, which is given for both the type of semiconductor. Now here that Pn, that means the whole concentration, minority carrier concentration in the n-type semiconductor for A is 9 into 10 to the power 12 because it is already given. But for B it is not given. So therefore from this equation we can find out the minority carrier concentration in B, that means the whole concentration in B, that is easily calculable. Let us go to the third question, in which it is telling that the magnitude of thermal energy, that is the thermal equivalent voltage at 300 Kelvin. 300 Kelvin is the ambient temperature. It is around 27 degrees Celsius. So under this temperature, only 300 Kelvin will be replacing the capital T. K is the Boltzmann constant, whose numerical value is well known. Electron charge is also well known to all of us. So therefore we can get this numerical value, which will be the option D, that is 0.026 volt. The fourth question states that drift current is due to what? Whether it is applied electric field over a given distance, random motion of electrons, random motion of holes, recombination of holes and electrons. We know drift, this word, is due to electric field only. So applied electric field only ensures the movement of charge carrier, which is known as the drift current. So therefore option A is the correct answer. Diffusion current. Diffusion stands for the concentration gradient. So let us see where it is written. Applied electric field over a given distance, variation of carrier concentrations, a random motion of holes, recombination of holes and electrons. So obviously the correct option is B, that means variation of carrier concentration. Until and unless there is a variation on the carrier concentration, the diffusion will not occur. Diffusion occurs obviously due to the temperature, that is external thermal condition enables the charge carrier to move depending on the concentration gradient. So therefore, until and unless there is a concentration gradient, diffusion current won't occur. So obviously the correct option is B. What makes up the total current in semiconductor? Only diffusion current, only drift current, drift and diffusion current, drift, diffusion and biasing current. Now let us see again the question. The question tells us what makes the total current in semiconductor. We know drift current and diffusion current are the total current, which is making the total current in the semiconductor, because drift is due to the applied electric field and diffusion means due to the concentration gradient. And obviously under the biasing current contributes. So if there is no biasing, the total current is drift and diffusion. And if there is a biasing at the time, drift current, diffusion current and biasing current may be an option, but normally what is happening, we are not writing biasing current, because biasing current and drift current are almost same, because it is the applied electric field for which the charges are moving. So therefore this fourth option cannot be correct. Option C is the correct answer. Question number 7. It states that what is the average net velocity in the direction of electric field? So whenever there is an electric field applied externally, what happens? There is a velocity of charge carrier occurs. So here the velocity of electron cannot be the single answer, velocity of holes cannot be the single answer. Drift velocity obviously the answer, because the drift is associated to applied external electric field. So whenever there is a applied electric field, the drift of the charge carrier results in drift velocity. Now what is mobility? Ease of carrier drift, ease of current flow, ease of access to the junction, and ease of movement. As the mobility here written, uh, the mobility stands for the ease of movement. Therefore, option D is the correct answer. The last question is, why does a gradient occur in a semiconductor? Because of current flow, because of diffusion current, because of the drift current, because of the difference in the concentration. The fourth one is the correct answer. Why gradient occur in the semiconductor means, if there is no difference in the concentration, how the gradient will come. So that is why gradient means the gradient in concentration, and that is the difference in concentration of the charge carrier. So today we finish this class here, and in the next class we will go through some more numerical problems.